The Georgia Dome is the site for this AFC West versus NFC South matchup between the Broncos and the Falcons. Hello friends, Jim Nance along with Phil Simms just prior to kickoff for this primetime extravaganza, and this adds another whole layer of excitement when you have this game under the lights.
Yeah, it makes it more exciting for the fans. It builds up their enthusiasm because they're out there tailgating all day, getting ready for the game, but also for the players. They lay around no matter what you do during the day.
What's going on, guys? It's NoChainzz, and I'm back for the second part in the Rick Moss Connected Careers mode in Madden 13. And last week we lost to the Steelers. Our defense just fell short, or the whole team fell short, but Rick Moss put up a spectacular day. May have been the most explosive receiver debut in the history of the NFL. I haven't did research on that, but it very much could be. 3 touchdowns, definitely in the talk, definitely in the conversations for that. And that was one of the best defenses in the league of last year, so he definitely feels good about that performance. And in this week, he will be going against a good corner in Asante Samuel. So the Broncos start off this season with a pretty first 2 tough games, or tough first 2 games against 2 previous playoff teams. And being a playoff teams themselves, they don't feel like the underdog at all, especially with the addition of Rick Moss and Peyton Manning. But Peyton Manning throws it to Rick Moss deep, and he gets the tiptoe catch. What a spectacular catch by Rick Moss, and he is just making plays all over the field. He obviously has great footwork on the sideline. He definitely can tiptoe catches in and make the receptions even when they're tough. But Rick Moss is going deep here. He calls for it, and it is picked off by the safety. And John Fox will not be happy with Rick Moss calling for that ball. He's a rookie, so he has to learn not to call for those passes. And that's one thing he could do in college, but he doesn't know yet that these defenders are much faster and much stronger. And Rick Moss catches another one on Asante Samuel, his 3rd reception of the day, coming in the first quarter. So 51 yards in the first quarter. Not a bad first quarter so far for Rick Moss against a good corner in Asante Samuel, but Peyton Manning on a play action hits the tight end, but he can't come in with it. So that'll bring up 3rd down, and on 3rd down, Rick Moss goes across the middle, but he decides to hit Demaryius Thomas, and Rick Moss kind of runs into Demaryius Thomas, trying to make that block for him, trying to make that play to spring him open for that touchdown. But on 2nd and 10, Rick Moss catches a pass over the middle and gets popped by the linebacker. Rick Moss definitely showed his toughness by holding on to that ball after taking that hit. And if you saw that really quick, he had something to say to one of the defenders. I don't know if he was trash talking, but I don't know. I think he's too young for that. But Rick Moss catches yet another one on a 5 and in to put him over 70 yards on the day. So he's making a lot of possession catches like he should. He catches yet another one over the middle to give him 76, but he stopped just short of the touchdown. And he hits Decker for a touchdown. I thought that was Rick Moss for a second, but he hits Decker, and we go up 7-0, and our defense gets a stop, and Rick Moss catches yet another one across the middle. That is definitely how Rick Moss played his freshman year, going across the middle. But nonetheless, we end up having the punt. And one thing about this, you have to watch it, but Douglas fumbles it, and it is recovered by Von Miller, one of the leaders of our defense, second to Champ Bailey. And he recovers that fumble after Douglas fumbled it on the punt. And that'll set us up with really good field position. Hopefully we can capitalize on it. But Rick Moss catches yet another one, and he breaks a tackle, and he is just going to work on Asante Samuel. And that'll put him over 100 yards in the first half. So I'm not sure if this success will continue in the second half. Rick Moss is running deep. Peyton Manning has all day in the pocket. And this is the 4th quarter because Rick Moss basically was shut down all 3rd quarter. Didn't get a reception 4th quarter either. So he went with no receptions in the 4th and 3rd quarter. But he definitely had a great first quarter and 2nd quarter. Sorry, first half altogether. And Peyton Manning is definitely getting him the ball. He's definitely comfortable with him. And he's seeing him as one of the possession receivers. And with a few more reps or a few more games, Rick Moss will definitely be the go-to guy for this offense. I really don't think he's there yet, But I don't know if I mentioned or the outcome of the game, but you could probably tell. And here it is. We win by 1 touchdown. And so we get our first win on the season against the Atlanta Falcons. And there you just saw that spectacular catch again by Rick Moss. And that's definitely good. And last week against the Steelers, he won Offensive Player of the Week. And there Rick Moss got the ball taken away from him. He just has to adjust to this NFL game, and then he'll get even better. And right here you're about to see the stats for the day. 8 receptions, 115 yards, and he has the little fire symbol next to him, so he's on a hot streak right now. Hopefully we can keep it going. However, it was disappointing that Rick Moss didn't get any touchdowns, but I promise you guys there will be a touchdown in every game coming up this year. Well, I can't really guarantee that, but you guys get to see the news center for our stories, and you guys can pause it right here and take a look. But that's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.